Would you rather have a fully functioning turtle shell or have a prehensile like monkey tail that you can pick things up with and like hang from stuff with?
Huh. I think I'll take the monkey tail.
Okay.
Because if I had the shell to hide in, I think I would retreat into myself more and hide in my shell, and I think it's better for me to not do that, and it would be kind of fun to have a tail. For some reason, I'm picturing, so I'm sure you're not, but like Tigger, like I could bounce on my tail a little bit, and then like hang from things that would be really helpful to like climb trees with, so I think it might be kind of fun to have a tail.
Hello everyone, welcome to 1000 Crazy Questions, the podcast. I'm your currently sane host, Houston Pierce. This is a podcast where we have on at least one guest a week and ask some series of crazy would you rather questions. We get into the psyche of our guests, explore topics and questions that maybe should not have been explored. Okay, let's get into the episode this week. And this week we have with us business partners, life partners, and best friends working to become the best versions of themselves. They also have a podcast called The Road of Life Podcast. Please welcome Meredith and Craig, or Craig and Meredith. I forgot to ask what the preference was on what comes first, but if you guys want to introduce yourself to the listeners.
Thanks. No preference. Craig or Meredith, Meredith or Craig, makes no difference. We're super excited to be here, Houston.
Yeah, I mean, we left our corporate jobs and we jumped into entrepreneurship, and so now we are relationship coaches. So that's kind of our story in a very, very, very brief nutshell.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, I checked out the podcast a bit myself, the Road of Life podcast, but for those people who may not know, you can just elaborate a bit more on what you guys, do, and like, can you guys pick your topics and how that goes?
Yeah, actually, we usually pick our topics for the Road of Life podcast based on what's coming up in our relationship coaching in that sort of time period. So whatever's kind of coming up on our coaching calls, if we're seeing some themes, that's usually what we decide we talk about on the podcast, because obviously we can help more people with a broader reach. Sometimes, though, it's what's happening in our own life, for sure. So if something's coming up in our life, we'll use that as a topic for the podcast. So that's usually where the two topics come from.
Yeah, or if we're around business owners, we're talking to different people, and we get inspired by something someone says, or we see something that someone posted or something along those lines, then we'll,
take that
and run with it and make it a topic for the podcast.
Nice, yeah. Do you guys have any returning to topics, like any favorites, or are they all kind of just I don't know, when I was going through, they all seem pretty unique from one another, but are there any return ones?
We've done a pretty...
So we've done, I think this is our second year now, and we've done about 70 or so episodes. I think actually 69.
Yeah,
this will be 70 next week.
Yeah.
And I don't know that there have been too many that we've done over. I think a lot of the episodes will touch on different topics like vulnerability and intimacy, and the major things you think about when you think about relationships, like communication, intimacy, trust. I think there's parts of all of those things in different episodes, but the topic itself, we try to find something fresh every time.
I was looking ahead at what coming up with some outlines for the next couple of podcasts, and I think there's one we might revisit and take a different approach on. So we might circle back on a couple, but so far they've been pretty unique so far, the topics.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, because I don't know how you two do that. And it makes sense. You get inspiration from life and other couples and things like that. But with my thing, I can think of any random whatever, and it can make it can be on my show. But for you two, with the very what's the word I'm looking for? Subject-based sort of podcast. Certainly there's a lot to dig into, but I don't know how you can keep fresh. And it seems very fresh. It's a good show. But I'm just saying, yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and we're also in the works of creating another episode that we're going to do. So we do one every week on a Thursday. It launches on a Thursday, and we're going to do another one probably on a Monday or Tuesday. I don't know yet, but it's going to be interviewing other couples and learning from their journeys and kind of their take on relationships and things like that, like different entrepreneurs and different walks of life, but just learning the tips and tricks that everyone else, has and deploys in their relationship. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And I don't want to say I'm excited to test the relationship, but I want to see how you guys handle these questions, honestly.
We're excited. Yeah. Let's roll.
Let's rock.
Cool. Audience, real quick, here are the rules to the game. There are 2 rules to this game/conversation. Rule number 1, you must always answer the question no matter what. If you honestly have no preference towards one or the other, you say the phrase, flip a coin, and we move on. Rule number 2, whoever asks the question doesn't have to answer it if they choose not to. These rules exist because as questions become harder to answer, these rules become harder to follow. This week it's a Blue Band episode, so the questions asked and topics discussed will be family friendly. If you want to check out a raunchier version of this podcast, go look at the red episodes. I label them in the description. Otherwise, stay right here. Craig and Meredith, just want to remind you, if you have any questions for me, it's a conversational podcast, you're never interrupting, we go back and forth. And quick disclaimer to listeners, everything's hypothetical. If you're offended by this episode, sorry. You can at me. I may or may not respond depending on how I feel you chose to listen to this. Everything discussed is for entertainment or just discussion purposes. And lastly, before we begin, Meredith and Craig, are there any questions you have? Are there any inherent judgmental biases you may have?
Nothing that comes to mind. We'll see how it rolls.
I think we're good.
Okay, cool. First question, and this is to the both of you, but whoever wants to answer it first. Would you rather memorize everything that you read or gain no weight from anything that you eat or drink?
I know mine.
I think I'd rather gain no weight.
I would rather memorize everything that I've read.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I read a lot of personal growth books,
Yeah.
and there's so much that you read or that you listen to if it's an audiobook, and you don't retain all of it. I would love to be able to retain all of it.
That's awesome. I mean, it's a win-win, but yeah. Meredith, what?
I'm coming into menopause here in the next, less than 10 years probably, and I don't know, I think that would be nice for the second half of my life. I think that would make life just a little easier.
Got it. Do you think it would help you in your day-to-day, I guess, like entrepreneurially? I get either one of these.
No, actually, I think his answer would help in the entrepreneurship and in the business side of life way more.
But we're a team, so if I can,
She can memorize
if I can
everything.
memorize everything, and then she does the eating thing, then we've got it covered.
Gold.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm with Craig, by the way. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome, truly, to not eat and drink whatever you want, but yeah. All right, cool. Well, we're split evenly. I can't even argue that. Next question, guys. Would you rather summer or winter?
Oh, summer.
Summer, 100%.
For sure.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're from Canada.
And so we get a lot of winter.
We get a lot of winter. And we've done winter at multiple places across Canada. So there's positives and negatives to different areas of Canada for sure, by the mountains versus on the East Coast and in between. But all day, every day, I'd rather be in Arizona for their winter. All the time.
Yeah. Summer is, it's not even a question for me. Yeah.
Winter.
Yeah? Why winter?
I mean,
Why winter?
I mean, there's one big reason, and it's
You're a
called
ski guy.
Christmas. Huh? Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Christmas. Yeah. I mean, I'm currently living in Colorado, so you would think, skiing, snowboarding, I haven't done that yet. It's just, that sounds very crazy. But I just haven't gotten around to it. It's kind of out the way, very expensive, and just something I have nothing against it at all. I just haven't done it yet, simply. Yeah. A lot of people here do that, though, and people come here to do that, so... Yeah, it's a big deal.
We're not skiers either. I think if I was a skier, I might be more winter, more into winter. But
when I was a kid, I was big into winter because I played hockey, but I haven't played in years, so I've definitely transitioned to summer. I play basketball more now, and so it's just summer. Yeah.
Just summer.
Yeah.
You can play basketball in the winter.
You can indoors. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can also play hockey in the summer.
Yeah. Road hockey.
Yeah. You can't have Christmas in the summer though. That's just strange.
That's true. It's a good point.
Yeah, that's why I stay in there. But I get summer. It's nice. Allergies suck, and insects.
Yeah, we don't. I don't have big seasonal allergies. Mm-hmm. My only allergy is cats, and they're around all year.
True. Dang. Okay. Good answer. All right. This next one's this one's in depth, so I explain it slowly. Would you rather wake up married to okay, let me go back up. Do you guys know the hall pass thing?
Yeah.
Okay, the idea of a hall pass, quotations. Hall pass. Okay. Would you rather wake up married to your hall pass and not know where your old spouse is? You still remember the time that you spent with them, but it's kind of like you have two sets of memories. And now you're just married to this different person. Or permanently switch bodies with your spouse.
Permanently switch bodies with my spouse for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, okay.
Yeah, the thing for me is it's us over everything. I don't
I don't have a hall pass.
Yeah, there's no like I'm not interested in hall pass or having anyone else. Like it's this. So if we just have to switch bodies, then
I think it would be kind of cool to live in your body for a bit, actually. Like, I don't know, peeing standing up would be really great.
I think it would be weird. I think it would be very weird, but given those two choices, that's the choice I'd make for sure.
I think it would be weird for sure, but it would be kind of
Super
fun.
weird.
I'd like to be a little taller.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can start reaching the high stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be fun. I'm into that.
Well, I'm glad you guys. That was a really healthy answer. You guys are on the same page. Dang. Yeah, you foiled me, but that's really good. That's really cool. Even though it's permit, you're like, it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
my choice is neither of those. My choice is to
course,
stay
of
like this, but
course,
given
of
I
course.
have those two choices, I have
Yes.
to make one. Then yeah, that's the choice I'd make for sure. Yeah.
Of course, of course. Fully respected. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Well,
That's funny.
well, out of curiosity, what would your choice be?
Oof. I don't have a spouse, or I'm not even in a relationship right now, so I can't even like plug anyone in.
Gotcha.
And if we're thinking exes, definitely not. Definitely
Yeah,
not.
yeah. Then you
So
kinda-
yeah, it's an easy. I'm sorry. I'm very exempt from this one.
yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm
No,
sorry.
totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's cool.
yeah. Going the hall pass one, but you guys answered that really good. What genre of music would you say best describes your spouse? Like as a person, if you guys have to answer for one another.
Classic rock.
Early 2000s hip hop?
That's what you like.
Yeah, fair enough, fair. But we both like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the playlist we'll put on for sure.
But
What describes you best?
yeah, that's what you said,
Yeah,
right? What
yeah,
describes
yeah.
the best?
What genre like would you say your spouse is the most? Of course.
Yeah. I'm just going through the genres.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was doing that too.
K-pop, country, heavy metal, screamo.
There's something about country that's coming out for me, but it's not like the sad, like woe is me, my truck country. Like it's more like that newer country. Like you're more like a
Ripping
country.
down a back road in my truck, drinking a beer or something.
Well, not drinking a beer, but like just like the freedom of country,
right.
right?
Oh, okay,
like
freedom. Yeah, yeah.
the freedom of country, and more like country that's doing a duet with Post Malone, a collab with Post Malone.
Old Town Road.
Yeah,
or what? Or something like that.
yeah, like a little bit of faster.
Almost kind of like a hip hop country.
Yeah, totally. I'm gonna give you
Collab?
hip hop country collab.
Collab?
Yeah. Or maybe Ed Sheeran.
Oh yeah. I don't know what Ed Sheeran's is. He pop? Like I'm not even sure.
I think he's like sad pop,
Yeah.
pretty much.
So
Yeah.
let's not go there.
Okay, not go there. We'll do the country hip hop collab as you.
Okay.
What am I?
Okay.
I think classic rock.
Okay.
I think you're kind of like, for me, just a classic. Like,
Good answer.
you know what I mean? Like, like you're not into the like big extravagant. Like it's just the cool classic rock.
That's a good
Yeah,
answer.
yeah. I can't explain it any better
That's a
than
good
that.
answer.
Yeah, yeah. You guys agree with the assessment of the other?
Yeah, I mean, after,
Okay.
when I hear the explanation, it makes sense to me for sure. And if you were to ask me what I would say my genre is,
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't know. So I mean, country with a little bit of hip hop or pop or something mixed in. That,
Oh, she-
that sounds
yeah.
fair.
She
That
nailed
sounds
it. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice job. Nice
What about
job.
you? What's,
It's open.
what's yours? What's your?
Yeah, I would. This is gonna sound basic. I'll just pick like. There's no such thing as classic hip hop, is there?
Oh, wow.
I think there's old school hip hop.
Which is pretty classic.
Yeah, but I can't go too far back. I don't want the Sugar Hill Gang. Like I can't. The hip hop. That's too much.
Yeah.
That's too old.
Are you like like early Snoop Dogg, like
Early Jay-Z.
Yeah, like Jay-Z stuff, or
Yeah, to an extent, but also this is actually tough. I don't know. I can't stay there, I guess. And I don't. It sounds also old because I like blues, I like jazz, I like hip hop, and when the three meet, they're really good. I mean, I also like classic rock as well, but maybe I don't want to say jazz because it makes me sound like I'm 70.
You might be an old soul.
no judgment here. No judgment here.
For simplicity's sake, I'll say jazz.
Nice.
Love
Yeah,
it.
for simplicity. Yeah, I used to play jazz back in like high school, so
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
To play it, like, did you have were you playing an instrument? Which one?
trumpet.
Nice.
What do you
Yeah,
like about jazz? What is it that draws you to jazz music?
good question. Yeah, I mean, it's just. Have you guys seen the movie La La Land?
No.
No.
Okay, okay. I would recommend it actually to you
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. I'm not huge into musicals for the record, but La La Land actually sticks out. It's a good musical, good movie, and good musical.
Yeah.
There's a scene in there where they're talking to Emily. Emma Stone asks Ryan Gosling, "Why do you like jazz?" And they're sitting in a jazz club, and it's his thing. And he explains like how jazz keeps moving. The piano player has an idea, and he starts playing this something on the piano, and then the saxophone he has another idea, and then he's able to go on a solo and do this, and trumpet same thing. And while they're talking to each other, it's competitive, it moves, and yeah, it's a really good scene that kind of explains. It seems a little pretentious, but it's explained well how jazz is kind of a living musical thing, and not that all music can't live, but it moves a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, that's
That's
cool.
cool.
Yeah, very musical nerd questions. Our answer, musical nerd answer.
All good.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fantastic.
Do you guys play instruments?
I played piano and violin growing up, but I haven't touched either of them in a very long time. I would like to dust them off again at some point so that I could just play again, but I haven't done that yet, and I'm not sure when I'll get that going.
And I've never played one, but always in the back of my mind was I wouldn't mind learning to play the guitar at some point. It's just never taken priority over other things that were going on in life, but I think it'd be cool to learn how to strum a guitar. It's okay, man.
We could
Yeah.
play together. I'd play the piano, you could play the guitar.
Yeah, exactly. Make some great
Eventually,
music.
in our old age.
Yeah, yeah. Sitting on the patio, strumming away.
Yeah, that's a pretty good. That's a good image. That's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm trying to learn guitar too. It's awesome. Yeah. Well, speaking of talents, would you rather throw up every time you lie, or telling the truth makes your breath stink? And the worse the lie, the worse the breath.
Okay, so if I lie, every time I lie, I throw up.
Yes.
And every time I tell the truth, I have bad breath.
Yeah, it makes your breath stink.
Okay,
I'd
so
rather
I
than
would,
lie.
I would rather throw up when I lie.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Are you saying that because you don't lie as much, or would keep you from lying more?
Both, I think. I definitely tell the truth more than I lie, and I don't want to have that nasty breath.
Yeah.
I think that throwing up will, the little white lies that I do tell here and there, like, do you want to go for coffee? No, I'm busy. Meanwhile, I could absolutely go for coffee, but I just don't want to. And now I throw up. It would probably change my behavior. And obviously, well, that'd be a good thing probably, so.
Yeah, I agree. Basically the same reason. I don't lie very often. I don't want to lie at all. So if I know I got that coming, I'm definitely not going to lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What about you?
Dang. Yeah, I guess I go with flying. Dang it. I agree with you guys again. Yeah, no, you're right. I think I go with lying. It's good to make you like not lie. And it's like the movie Liar Liar, I guess. Like there is something telling the truth is it's the good way to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that one's a bit unbalanced. You've beaten it. This next question, I'm really curious to hear you guys' answer, and this is like, man, it might as well be advice, but have you guys heard about the theory of you can only have three pursuits in life? Health, career, and family.
Nope.
Okay, there's a theory, and I forgot who came up with it, but you can only pick two of these three things: health or career, or family and career, or health and whatever. But it's health, career, family. You can only pick two out of the three to be successful in for one person's life, and typically it's what people focus on. And it seems to work for most people, but there are ways around it. Do you guys agree with this, like, assessment / theory in the first place? And yeah, what are the ways around it? Does it even hold any water?
So I think that it's absolutely not true that you can only pursue two of the three pursuits for one.
Okay.
That's my answer to that. And secondly, there is a way around it. If you build your professional, your business, whatever it is, with your family, then you're doing it together. But I actually think that even somebody who doesn't do it that way can absolutely have all of it.
I agree. I believe there's an abundance of everything in the world for us, and I think we can be successful in every area of our life. Probably not at the exact same, like, you got to start somewhere, and you're not gonna go from day one 0 success in any of the three, and then day two success in all three. You got to kind of focus on one at a time and build them all up. But I think you can absolutely have success in all three at the same time eventually. And in terms of like a workaround, just from that particular, like, for the question, I like your workaround. You build your business together. The other workaround is like, well, yeah, I'm gonna pick success in family and health, and you're going to pick success in business and health, but because we're family, if my family's going well, your family's going well. So that's a loophole, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, but I agree. I think there's an this is an abundant world, and you can focus on your health, you can focus on your business or your career, and you can focus on your family, and you can have all three. But to your point, you might have some out of balance at certain points as you build them. You know, you might be focused more on career early on, and then you start to build a family, or you focus on your health and get that right. And I think there's different eras or different periods of your life where you focus on each one, but ultimately you can have all three humming along and working really well for you.
It's a great point, because before we met, we worked for the same company, and before we met, I was focused on my career and my health, obviously. But from my career perspective, like, I was coming in early, I was staying late, like, I was really focused on the career success. And then once he came into my life, it was like, well, I got to find a better balance now, because I don't want to come in early and stay late every night. I want to walk home together and spend the evening. So yeah, I focused on my career success early, but then to his point, I moved into a different era and wanted to find more balance so I could have success in both.
Yeah, yeah. Well said. Makes sense too. What would you say is like the key to balancing these three things, or even the key to balancing anything like this? Would it be more like sequencing, like, is it get health right, get career right, then this, or was it more like balancing of like what to put more time into, or even routine of having to do this, and being organized? What would you say is like the key factor or the most important one?
I think there's several. I think the routine is important. I think so that you're making sure you get the things that are important to you, get your attention, because I think it's easy to get caught up in just the busyness of any one of those three, like whether it's your family, your health, or your career. You can get caught up in sort of the to-do list and let life kind of just go without you being really aware of and intentional of how you want your life to be, and making sure that you're engineering your routine, your habits, your actions to support the life you want. So I don't think you necessarily have to sequence them. I do think your priorities will ebb and flow depending on what's feeling out of balance, but I think you can have priority on all three, have a focus on all three, and just making sure that you're engineering your environment, your habits, your life to support the life that you actually want to have. Because I think it becomes very easy to just get caught in the daily, like the mundane daily life, and not really realize that days, weeks, months go by and you're feeling very out of balance because you haven't sort of structured your life to support the life you want to live.
Yeah. So I would agree. I think it's all about being intentional and being focused on what it is that you want in all those areas, and then scheduling the time, like literally putting it in your calendar that I'm gonna go to the gym for half an hour at 5 a.m. or whatever it is, and then I'm gonna go to work from 7 till 5, and I'm gonna build my career, and then after that, done. It's family time. I'm building my family. I'm focused on family, and I think that that is possible if you're very intentional, know what you want, and put it into your calendar and get focused.
And I think the supercharger for all of it is being aligned with your person, like with your husband, your girlfriend, your spouse, your partner, whoever the primary relationship is in your life, being aligned with that. This is how, being aligned in your goals, so you have that North Star of how you're trying to design your life, and so that you have similar priorities, similar values, similar goals, so that one isn't feeling left behind. Because we see that a lot in especially couples where at least one of them is an entrepreneur, or sometimes both in different companies, or sometimes even in the same company. But when they haven't sort of level set each other on what the priorities are in the short term and the long term, one starts to sometimes feel left out or left behind. And so making sure that you're on the same page with what you're trying to engineer, structure, and design, I think is sort of the underlying secret sauce to making that work.
Yeah. Man, those are really good points. Yeah, it seems like you guys kind of have the spread covered, by the way, with health, career, family. Do you guys have kids? I'm sorry, I didn't know.
We don't. We don't have kids.
No.
No, no.
Okay.
We've got 5 nieces and nephews
Three of them live just down the street,
that
so
we see on the regular.
yeah.
It's great. We
Yeah.
get to trigger them up or whatever, and
Send them
get
home.
them all riled up, and then send them home. So we get the best of both worlds. But yeah, no kids. But we've made health a priority for sure. That's something that we really take care of. I'm actually on a fast
That's right.
now, a water fast. I'm actually ending it today, which I'm looking forward to.
In like
3 hours.
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, health has always been a priority for us, and obviously building a business is now, and so yeah, and we obviously
This comes first, always.
Our family is always number one. So
Nice. And nail on the head. Yeah. And I agree too. Like, or I not agree, but like listen to. It was just a bunch of knowledge that I was just kind of receiving. Yeah. And I don't have I mean, business and careers, what I'm working at right now, health is probably second, but then and family is kind of all around. I'm not really focused on family. They're just kind of by default just around because they're just around right now. I have a niece that's like down the street from me too. One's 2 and one is 6. So yeah,
nice.
yeah. I'm fine where I'm at right now too with
Yeah.
kids in terms of just being around my life. But yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah. Well, speaking of little monsters, though, I did have another question for you guys. Would you rather have grotesque gills that are on your back that only work in salt water, or have flaming hair that doesn't go out?
Flaming hair that doesn't go out, or grotesque gills
guess the
on my back
gills
that only
work in salt water.
So that means
Yeah.
I have to always be in salt water?
No. It's just they'll only do the work for you. They'll only be like functional in salt water, not in the pool or something like that.
Okay.
So stay to the lakes and pools if you want your gills to work.
Okay.
I definitely
Yeah.
would pick gills.
Okay.
And I would pick gills because I can cover them.
Mm-hmm.
And generally the only water I like swimming in anyway is the ocean, so it would be handy when I'm
Yeah.
in there to have some gills and then be able to cover them up when I don't need them.
Yeah. You don't want the fire hair? No. No, I think it'd be
It
cool.
would be
Okay.
hot, I think. My face would always be red, like it would be warm.
And no one would want to come around you because you'd burn them. I think I'd go gills too.
Oh,
My only-
what?
My only concern would be, like, if you got in the shower, does that impact the gill situation?
Wow, I get real detailed.
Does it put the water out? The fire never goes out, you said, right? Like, it's never.
No, it would just never go out.
Yeah, no, I think the gills too, for that reason. Like, I can cover those up, those ugly gills. No one's gonna see them really except you, but you have them too. So
They're both picking gills. Okay, man. Okay. What if I sweeten this deal for the fire, and made it so that it's not going to like burn anything? It's just like a harmless type of flame.
All right, it's just pretty flame, no
Yeah.
heat, doesn't hurt
Yeah.
anybody.
Then
Still a
I'd probably-
flame.
then I'd probably go with the flaming hair.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't like light my pillow on fire and
Yeah,
burn the house
if
down.
it doesn't hurt anyone or anything, and it doesn't hurt me, like, I'd probably go with
Might be kind of cool.
the flaming hair. Yeah, everyone
Okay.
would see me coming.
Yeah. That's right.
All right. So are you still staying with gills and he's picking hair, or are you guys both going hair now?
If I don't light the house on fire when I'm sleeping, and it doesn't make my face really hot and red, and it doesn't hurt anybody else, I would definitely go fire. Why not?
Okay. All right, cool. But okay, well, now the gill thing. That's you'd be a great swimmer, and you go to the ocean. I personally don't even like swimming really, and I'm a kind of a weak swimmer. I like swimming. I'm a weak swimmer. That's what I should say. So
Yeah.
I can't get much out of the gills, but you could.
I could. I mean, I grew up on an island, like in Canada. The province I'm from is an island, so my parents made very sure I learned how to swim as a child. So I'm a pretty good swimmer. I
Yeah.
don't swim as much as I used to. So it would be nice to have the gills, but like I don't need them. It'd just be kind of an add-on.
Whereas I'm not the biggest swimmer. I'm kind of probably like you, Houston. Is like I could give or take swimming.
You almost
like,
never come in the ocean.
Yeah,
with me at the
I
beach.
go once in a while. I'll go in, but I'm not looking for a long time in the water. Yeah, just
Yeah.
fire hair all day.
You know what? The
Okay.
gills would actually be handy if I ever get around to doing that triathlon I say I want to do.
Yeah.
That would be super,
Yeah.
super handy. So I'll
Okay.
gills. Final answer.
Okay. Gills in the mail. Fire tomorrow. I'll make sure those get to you. I don't know. I pick fire too, for the record. Yeah, just because I can't use skills. I just don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you guys are knocking these down like champions, honestly, and you're on the same page too. I'm wondering if you guys had to pick this for each other again. What food dish would you assign to your spouse? And I'm going to start naming food dishes, and whoever just say one or the other, like which one's better for the other spouse,
Like they would like to eat it, or
or like
represents them, kind of like the music,
Sort of.
or they would like to eat it.
sort of both, sort of both, sort of
Okay.
both. Like so, like for instance, donut, whatever. Like who's this like more of a sweet tooth person or a sweeter person who you would throw the donut to? I guess.
Who would-
Okay.
So you're gonna say donut. Which one of us would be more likely to
Like
enjoy a
is
donut?
like represents or would like it more, or even like it's kind of
Okay.
a mixture of both.
We'll explain whatever one we choose, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just start listing stuff. Okay.
Okay.
First dish, lobster thermidor.
I'll take the lobster for sure.
Okay, that was a fast. Okay. Just what fancy stuff? Is that it? Okay. Or lobster,
No.
or just lobster?
Yeah, because of
Where I
the
grew up.
island thing, we both love lobster actually.
Yeah. It's,
But being from the island,
We're known for
we
the
can
lobster.
get it like fresh out of the ocean that day. So
awesome.
big lobster fans. Yeah.
Okay. Second dish, paella from like Spain.
Oh, I'm not really sure what that is, to be
It's
honest.
a rice dish.
Mhm.
I'm not sure who. We both like to travel.
Yeah, I'm not sure
It's a complicated dish to make. You got to keep stirring it. I
what's
think.
in
Like,
it with the rice.
I think it depends.
It's like seafood, spices.
Oh, I think I'd probably like that.
Oh yeah, we
Okay.
both would definitely like it. I'm just trying to figure out who it represents better. Like,
Oh.
it's like takes a lot of work to get it to table.
Yeah, it's a really nice dish. It's very like it feeds families. It's like pretty big.
Big?
Okay. Okay.
I'm the eater. Not this week though. Which one of us does spaghetti represent better?
With meatballs, of course.
With meatballs, I guess me.
I don't like
guess
spaghetti.
me. Not the biggest spaghetti person, but I love meatballs, so I'll take it.
Okay. Apple pie.
Oh, me?
Well, I mean,
Because you're sweet as apple pie.
oh, good. You like apple pie better than I do.
I do, but I like you too. Apple pie, like that's why apple pie. I would say you,
Okay.
but
Okay. Two good apple pies.
Wholesome.
wholesome, just like apple pie. Classic.
There you go.
Yeah, okay, call back. Turkey, like a Thanksgiving turkey.
Which one does it represent more?
Who likes it more?
Your turkey.
I also use the word turkey. I call the kids turkeys
You
a
do,
lot.
but we both love eating turkey.
Yeah.
But I would give that one to you.
Yeah, I take that one.
Okay. Second to last, Happy Meal from McDonald's.
I guess if either of us has to take it, I guess I'm more childlike.
Totally. I
Okay.
have a childlike thing about me, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I'll take the Happy Meal.
Yeah, games, fun, like that's him. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Okay, last one. Man, it's escaping me. What's the name of that one dish? No, I mean, it was just in my mind. It's gone. It's haggis. Haggis. There it is.
Haggis. What is haggis?
It's like intestines, isn't it?
Not me.
It's Scottish.
It's like organs and intestine. Yeah, it's like.
Really?
Fade
Ooh.
Stewart used to make haggis and eat haggis. It's Scottish.
Mm-hmm.
It's just organ meat.
But it's like stuffed in intestines, right?
Yeah, it's
I
like
don't know
a
why.
mix of intestines and organ meat, I believe. Yeah.
Yum, that's you.
Why is that me?
I don't know, because it's not me.
Let's see if I can figure out a different way to think about it.
Haggis. It's Scottish.
Yeah.
We actually
I'm
both
Scottish.
have Scottish
I'm
heritage.
Scottish on both sides.
But she's full Scottish,
Yeah.
and I'm
Okay.
half. So
All right, I'll take that.
There it is. Oh, there it is. You guys agree upon it. Hey, great job. That was it was a weird
That was fun.
exercise. It was a weird exercise. You guys got through it.
that was
was
fun.
fun.
That was good.
Nice. That was good. Okay. Well, next question here, open-ended as well.
Okay.
In your opinion, is talking to yourself good or bad? There's like conflicting reports out there. I don't know.
I think it's good. I think it depends on what you say.
Very good.
I
Yes.
think
Yes.
we can easily get in the habit of, sort of talking down about ourselves. Like, and I used to do this a lot. Like, and just little things like, God, dummy, you forgot to whatever it was. And like, just those little jabs at myself sometimes when I was just being human, making a mistake or whatever. I had a tendency to talk real negative to myself. And I don't think that's good. I think that's brutal. I think we bring ourselves down by how we talk to ourselves sometimes. And if anyone else talked to us the way we talk to us, we'd probably punch them in the nose. But I think if you talk to yourself, like building yourself up, like in the mirror in the morning, I love you, I'm proud of you, you got this kind of talk to yourself, I think that's fantastic. So I think it depends on what you say to yourself.
I couldn't agree more. I think talking to yourself is a good thing as long as it's good self-talk. And if it's bad self-talk, then it's doing more harm than good. So 100% agree.
I think it also depends a little bit on how you process information, how you communicate, and how you learn. Some of us are just more auditory than others. So sometimes when I'm trying to figure something out, I'll talk it through either to him or to myself or to nobody. Sometimes it just helps for me to say it out loud to figure myself.
It just gives you clarity sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have all these thoughts in your brain that they're like jumbled up, and it helps to talk them through so that you get clear on what you're actually, path forward or where you're trying to go. Or
so some people do that better through writing it down, the act of writing. Some people do it better by seeing what they wrote down. Some people do it better by talking. So I think it just depends on what your sort of default way of processing information is. That if you're a more auditory person, you're more likely to talk to yourself, and I think that's A-okay.
Yeah. Well said. That makes me feel a bit better. Good job, Houston. Glad I picked that question.
You talk to yourself a lot?
Houston. Love it.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah, I do. Yeah. It's
in your head or out like verbal, like outside?
Both.
You know what? I don't know which one I do more. I mean, definitely both, but I guess it depends. My internal monologue doesn't shut up, and I guess it comes out sometimes. Yeah.
I'm an internal auditory too, so like I always have that chatter going on inside as well. Like I'm, thinking through something. It's words that I hear. Like
not pictures
it's
that you
not,
see.
I'm not a super visual, internally visual person. Like I don't see images of the things that I'm thinking about. I hear words. So you and I might be similar that way. But I think that self-talk and that's actually healthy as long as you're, well, one, to process information. That's how you process information, so it's a good thing. But then we also want to make sure that it's positive, that we're building ourselves up and not breaking ourselves down.
Talking to ourselves the way we would talk to our best friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That could still be kind of rude for me. but honestly, that's an important asterisk to put there. As long as like you're kind of hyping yourself up or giving yourself compliments or doing that means a lot. And Craig, do you have that thing where you can't visualize what like images? Because I know there's a word for that, but I forgot what it's called.
I can so the only time I really ever picture images is I can dream. Like when I go to sleep, I have dreams that are like movies or whatever. But during the day, when I'm trying to picture something, it's hard for me to see that image. I'm more describing it to myself with words.
Wow.
But so I don't. When I close my eyes, and I can get there sometimes, but it's not easy, and it's not my default.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I know that's something that people have. I've heard about that. What about the classic? If I say orange, you can picture an orange, right? Like
Yeah, I can picture an orange just because I've seen one so many times. But if you wanted me to picture like of something very specific, like a elephant with pink dress and a purple shirt and like a princess crown on its head dancing on a ball, I'm gonna have a hard time seeing that in my head. I can say the words and I can describe it back to you, but to close my eyes and see everything that I just said, it's very hard for me.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Something maybe I need to work on, but
I don't know if you can. It's actually pretty good. I think I'm the opposite. I talk to myself constantly, but the opposite. If someone tells me, "Oh, yesterday I fell off my skateboard or whatever, and like I scraped my skin all the way from my elbow up to my armpit or whatever," my mind instantly pictures that image, almost like it's bad. Like I think of whenever it's told to me, I almost instantly have to assign it to some type of image, and it sucks because like in that skinning elbow example, like I'll see that and I'm like, "Ugh," you know, it's like a yeah. So it's not.
Huh.
Yeah, the opposite's not really good. An automatic visual imagery is kind of sucks sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
see that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's
And
interesting how we all process information and think.
Yeah.
Super interesting.
I used to think we all
Sure.
did that the same way. Like the way I think about things is the way everybody thinks about them. When I was younger, it's crazy how differently we all do that.
Yeah.
yeah, no, it is crazy. It's crazy you guys are like on the same vibe too. Like on most everything. Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty
Yeah.
aligned.
This last weird question, you're probably gonna have a hard time with it. I'm sorry, but I wonder if you guys pick it again or like pick the same one again. But would you rather have a fully functioning turtle shell and that just it's your size, it works for you somehow, or have a prehensile like monkey tail that you can pick things up with and like hang from stuff with?
Huh. I think I'll take the monkey tail
Okay.
because if I had the shell to hide in, I think I would retreat into myself more and hide in my shell. And I think it's better for me to not do that. And it would be kind of fun to have a tail. For some reason, I'm picturing, so I'm sure you're not, but like Tigger, like I could bounce on my tail a little bit and then like hang from
good.
things. It would be really helpful to like climb trees with. So I think it might be kind of fun to have a tail, and I think it would be good for me not to have a shell. So that's why I would pick tail.
That's a really good answer.
That's really fascinating because not only did you pick it, you stopped yourself from picking the other one to better help yourself not go into your. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's a really great answer. I was
No
just
pressure.
Yeah, I was just gonna pick the tail just because it's basically like a third hand. Like I can just do
Efficiency.
stuff. Yeah, like I could like continue typing or doing whatever I'm doing and then grab my water with my tail and get a drink. Like
Yeah.
it's almost like
Hey, you're an efficiency
it's
ninja.
it's like a third appendage that I can just like kind of do stuff with. That I don't know. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I really love your answer on the turtle shell. Like if you have it, because
Yeah.
old me would have said turtle shell 100% and I'd live in it and I would like tune the whole world out. But as I'm growing into a bigger, better version of myself, it's true. I need to be more out there and less in my shell. So it doesn't make sense to have the shell now. But it is nice protection though.
Wow. Well answered. Oh my God. Yeah. I don't. For the record, I think I picked the monkey thing too. Honestly, because you two have convinced me of it. And I think the shell is good for defense, but like it's too tempting, I guess, to go into your shell literally. So yeah. That's really without even noticing it. Like you guys, you've honestly influenced my answer. Like.
So you would have been turtle shell before this.
I think I would have, because like it's good defense, and you can paint it, and people like come up and like knock on it or whatever. I don't know. It's like
Yeah. Plus, you're kind of like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. which is
Totally.
kinda-
When you said turtle shell,
Yeah.
I went turtle power in my head. So at first I was leaning turtle till I thought about it.
You could get like a bandana thing over your eyes with blue,
Yeah.
red, orange, whatever they are. Yeah.
Cosplay is so easy with the turtle shell. It's just like
Yeah.
what are you gonna do this year? You know what I'm gonna do.
I'm
Give
gonna
me
put a
the-
sword on my back.
Give me the red mask this year. Give me the red one. I was blue. I was Donatello. Whatever. Just cycle through the four every year. Man, and you guys, that was really cool. Yeah, honestly, learned a lot about you guys, myself, and the great answers. And honestly, you like broke through a bunch of the questions. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Okay, do you mind if I ask you one more?
Sure.
Okay, I forgot I had this one. Bonus question, I guess. Would you rather know when and if the apocalypse will happen, or the truth if aliens exist?
For me,
Mm-hmm.
the truth if aliens exist.
Okay.
I don't want to know when the apocalypse is coming.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to know when the apocalypse is coming, and I don't even know if I want to know about aliens, to be honest.
you
Like,
gotta pick one.
I know.
That's the
Pick one.
game. That's
He's
the
right.
game.
I mean, I also think that while I don't necessarily believe in aliens, I also don't believe that in the
What do you
giant
mean you don't believe in aliens?
galaxy, that I don't think there's any
Wait,
other living.
time out. You don't believe in aliens? You don't believe that there's other like forms out there other than us?
I was just saying that. I don't believe in aliens like the way that everyone talks about them and they're on the movies, but I also don't think I'm naive enough to believe there's all this galaxy space out there and there's no other living beings out there besides us. So I believe there are aliens out there,
They just don't look like they do in the movies.
Totally. Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think they're as obsessed with humans as we think they are. They're doing their own thing. So I guess maybe I'd like to have that validated.
I for sure
Okay.
want to know if there's aliens out there, and I'd be curious to know what they're like and where they're at, and like I'd be fascinated with the aliens. The apocalypse thing I think is too much for me. I think if I knew when that was coming, or if or when it was coming, that would just stress me out to the max, and then I'd just be thinking nonstop about it. And but at the same time, maybe you live like
Freer?
maybe you just live your best life every single day, knowing that you only have a set amount of time on this planet. But
Yeah.
Assuming the
Yeah.
apocalypse is coming in our lifetime.
yeah,
If it's not, then what do you do? Like, it totally changes that whole perspective.
Yeah,
That, like, I've got all the time in the world.
yeah.
And I know everything's going to end eventually after I die, so what's the point? Maybe you go the other way.
It's an interesting question, and it would be interesting to know if we're the only ones that know it. Like, are we
Right.
the only ones that know when the apocalypse is coming, or does everybody know?
The thing is, the thing is, you would just know, and you could tell anyone you want. It's just, but who's gonna believe you? Like same thing
Yeah.
with the alien too. Even if you know and you tell there are aliens, you're like, yeah, okay, you know.
Yeah.
Because people are saying that all the time. So
Yeah.
maybe people do know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't
but
wanna know about
if
the
the apocalypse was coming at the end of this year, like if we only had 3 months to live, that would like just stress me to the max. If it was coming in 300 years and it didn't impact me, but it impacted people like, generations that are of people that we know and the families and stuff, that would still stress me out, but maybe a little bit less so because it doesn't
Yeah.
directly impact me. But I don't know.
But
I think the alien thing.
I have to interject though. What if you had 20 years or something? Like the apocalypse will happen in 20 years, and you guys could doom prep essentially for it. That's a lot of time to maybe come to mental terms and financially prepare, get all the to get. I don't know. Would that be
Yeah.
like what if? This is a big what if, but if there was like some good amount of time, you can make good to get ready for it.
And like the apocalypse, when we say the apocalypse, we're talking like Walking Dead type stuff, right? Like it's like the universe, like it's
People cer-
everything's done.
Yeah, it depends. You'll know what type it is. If it's a singularity with robots, if it's zombies, if it's an asteroid, you'll know what type of apocalypse we're looking at, so you'll get to prepare accordingly.
Yeah,
We could get a house like Greg's, as stocked as Greg's, and be ready.
underground, a bunker.
Yeah, on PBI though, where
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
the big.
I don't
moat.
know. Like, it's coming in 20 years.
I still don't want to know.
It's tough. It's tough. It does change it a little bit for me. Like if I know that it's coming and I've got lots of time to prep for it, it definitely pulls me closer to it. But I don't know if I still don't know if I want to know that level of detail. I think the alien thing seems because I actually truly believe they're out there already.
Okay.
And so if I just by knowing it 100% doesn't
Yeah.
really change my life. They're still out there, but life continues and there's no apocalypse. Or I
don't
in
know
my
that-
mind there's no apocalypse because I don't know when
Yeah.
it's coming.
Yeah.
So I think I'd still choose the
It's
aliens.
funny because normally I like to be prepared. Like I feel like when it comes to your health and everything else, it's better to know so you can do something about it. But this feels different for me.
But also, you can still prepare for an apocalypse. Like we could still pretend that one's coming and plan accordingly if that's
guess so.
something that's
Yeah.
bugging you.
Add that to the list of things to do every day. Yeah. Carve out some 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Start stockpiling food and water.
Yeah. Man, okay. Dang it.
So are you apocalypse?
I think I'm apocalypse with you, Greg. If you're picking apocalypse, I think I'm going, oh, wait, actually. No, okay, no. I'm with you on how it may be too much. And I am drawn to it in the same way, literally, if I can prepare. But aliens. Yeah, I'll just go with aliens and I'll just know. And I could keep it to myself or I can tell anyone who's going to care. They'll just think, oh, yeah, sure, you're one of those believers. Actually, I know, but only I know. I'll just take the alien thing. It's too much for it's literally too much.
I think
Yeah.
so. I think I'm on the aliens, like, because I actually truly believe there's other forms out there, and like the universe is too big that there's not another living, form out there somewhere. Just
Yeah.
knowing that is cool, but it doesn't change my life. I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah. What if it was something like just like, oh yeah, there's aliens. They're bacteria. They're on this
Right.
moon. Yeah. And you're like, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you found out like it's a Men in Black situation where like, oh yeah, the Earth is a zoo. They purposely don't touch us, and they only abduct 5 people a year. Don't worry. Like they exist very much, and they're purposely just not attacking you yet. Would that? I don't know. Would that change your answer? That sounds very crazy, to be honest.
I don't know. I don't think it changes it.
No,
I think
I
I'd
don't
still
think
go
so.
Bailey. Like
Okay.
5 people a year out of 8 billion. I'll take my chances.
Yeah, yeah. Well said. You guys have answered these questions greatly, out of this world, even. And I want to say thank you guys for coming on the show, and thank you listeners of That's a Crazy Question for clicking on this episode. And I want to have a spotlight to you, Meredith and Craig. Is there anything you want to plug or tell listeners in general?
I would say that our passion is helping people with their relationships. So if anyone out there is struggling with their relationships, that does not have to be the case. There's help out there, and we'd be happy to talk it through with you, just to help you get to a better place in your relationship. So reach out.
Yeah, we believe like actually relationships are the superchargers for your life. Like having a dialed in primary relationship is a cheat code for life, and having all of your other relationships working, like your colleagues, your family, your friends, your business partner, whoever your important relationships are, when those are working, the energy that frees up for you to go out and achieve all your goals and dreams, it becomes exponential. And so really dialing in your relationships is the cheat code to achieving everything you want in your life. So everything starts there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well said. Well said. And where can they find you?
You can find us on Instagram at Meredith and Craig, and you can find our podcast and our website. We're at www.roadoflifecoaching.com.
Awesome. Listeners, I highly encourage you to go check them out and what they're doing. Thank you, Meredith and Craig, for dropping so much really useful advice and information. And listeners, thank you for listening to this episode. Please rate and follow the podcast wherever you find your podcast. Rating helps a lot. Yeah, everyone have a nice day. Share this with your friends. Share this with your enemies. Everyone stay safe. Bye.